Alright, this is mission 38 of the skirmish trail entitled The Assassins. We're basically going to give you the rundown of how to play this map. This is a recommendation, not a foolproof strategy. So we're going to begin. 3 Saladins versus you, medium goal advantage. Taking a look at the map real quick, pausing the game, that way we don't waste so much time on it. It is deathmatch, so you do want to be careful on how you spend your resources, mainly because the AI pretty much can set up real fast as opposed to how fast you can set up. You do have 3 openings. The one to the north, from where I'm standing, will basically be towards the Weiss. This is probably my preferred one. Main reason is it gives me quick access to get rid of him after I basically set up my defenses, basic economy. So that's what we're going to be doing for this video. We are going to enclose this little section right here, that way we don't get no unwanted attention coming in. You can slow down the game speed to 20 if you want. I'm just going to try and leave it as much as I can on 50, which is what I run it at. So just a quick update on what exactly I did. That way you're not at a complete loss.
Game running. Game pause.
Okay, I can't show it to you without it being paused. So I basically enclose these 2 sections right here. That way no troops can get through from the Kind and this other one, the Just. And they'll basically have to come up here with the Weiss and kind of funnel in. If you ever watched that movie 300, that's basically what we're going after. So we already set up our granary. Our stockpile was basically extended 3 towards the iron ore and the rock quarries. That way they have quick access to the stockpile once they're through doing their thing. In terms of troops, I'm going to be using a couple of engineers, a couple of slaves, basically just to dig up the moat. Main reason I'm going to be using those is because they're really cheap, and I want to get this through without, you know, losing any significant troops. So I'm going to get those going. Do a couple of these. That would get my economy kind of off the ground. I'm gonna build hobbles over here, so that'll take care of those. A couple of woodcutters. I'm gonna build 4, although you can build more. I kind of don't want to exhaust my tree supply that much. Afterwards, yeah, sorry about that.
Recruits needed, sire.
I'm gonna build a couple of engineers. Basically gonna build 5 or 6 fire ballistics. Really depends on you. It really depends if you want to build them like this or not. I prefer to build siege equipment right off the bat. They're a lot easier to maintain than troops. They have a little bit more defense, higher accuracy in some sense. So they can actually get rid of some horse archers, Arabian swordsmen, assassins, archers, and stuff like that with no problem. And what I'm basically going to be complementing them with would be my shields, which I'm building right now. But in about twice or so the amount of fire ballistics I have, that way they're more than insured. So I send those over here, and send those over there. Gonna build a couple of these. Finally, it's just a basic armory. Main reason I'm gonna be doing it is to buy a couple of archers, a couple of crossbowmen. That way I'm pretty much set in terms of defense for those that actually manage to sit through. Horse archers are extremely annoying, mainly because of their hit and run tactics. So I'm gonna hire a couple more slaves to try to finish the moat as fast as I can. So what it's looking at right now, it's basically just a basic, you know, inexpensive defense in terms of however many troops I have. Now the basic strategy to handling the Ys, which is our neighbor to the north, is basically to cripple his economy in the sense that we don't want him to get too much food. That way he has to spend money on bread and dairy, whatever he normally fills it up with, which is right here. And that way he has less money on troops and he has to spend more money on food, on rocks, or whatever we may knock down with our little trebuchets, which we're building 3 right now. Trebuchets are somewhat inaccurate when trying to hit a small target, but when they're trying to hit a big target like these towers over here, they're actually pretty good. But since I'm going to be aiming for this, it may miss on occasion, so I kind of want to reduce the risk of that. So I'm going to get that started. Going to build 10 more crossbows, 10 more archers. I'm spending quite a lot of money, so I better get a discount. Just a joke, by the way. So we have that set up. I'm gonna set up a little bit of a situation where I can get bread coming in. That way I don't have to worry about food as much for the time being. I'm basically gonna move my troops to a tower and then be placed right here. I don't trust that tower over there, so I'm gonna try and knock it down. Quick mangonel should do the trick. Move these troops over here.
Shield ready. Shield resighting. Ballista ready.
In terms of defense, right now we're pretty good. It'll handle most of the troops. If you do want to have a couple of melee troops, preferably pikemen, since they have really high defense, to get rid of the horse archers that will basically come and try to sift through. So we're gonna get that taken care of. Just knocking down a couple of his towers with the mangonels on it. That way they don't keep firing on my tower.
A message from Saladin.
I forgot to do that.
What needs doing?
Man, this one.
Message from Saladin.
Oh, what? I can't do it. So you do want to man the mangonel right before you do anything. So I forgot to do that, and I don't want to move my troops from out of the way. So. Basically, pikemen will keep the horse archers busy. That way, your archers can clean up on them. And keep knocking down his granary. That way, he doesn't pose that much threat. We're good in terms of food. We're gonna be selling rock and iron ore, armor, swords, maces, whatever you basically produce from iron ore and iron ore itself. That way we're pretty good in terms of money, and we can use that to buy wheat. That way we can produce more bread and more food in terms. Whatever materials you may lack, like if you need a couple of bows, so just basic run-of-the-mill stuff that we're going to be handling.
Game running. It's a rout.
I do have a pretty good amount of wood right now, so we're going to set these up right now. About 5 of them should be good for the time being, at least. So we're gonna get those started. Now this is optional. You can do it if you want to. It actually does make it a lot easier, so I would probably recommend it as well. Basically, pitch ditches around these little sections over here. That way you are pretty much protected. In terms of what you want to do for your back defenses, would be to I need more people. Basically move your fire ballistas from earlier to the back, that way to protect you from horse archers, fire ballistas that may linger in the back. They're not a real threat, but they are so annoying because they keep trying to burn down your buildings, shoot your workers, your troops. so you do want to get rid of them in the sense that they are a nuisance, but they're not exactly like gonna break through and just take over the whole thing. So I'll move those over here. What we're basically doing right now is moving our own fire ballistas to the back to give them a little bit of competition. Shields are also set up now to block some of the arrows from horse archers, fire ballistas. That way we don't have to keep building new ones. Gold's running a little bit low right now. At the same time, you know, we can replenish a lot of it just by a couple of things that can sell here and there. So I sold a couple of stuff. I'm gonna start producing armor for my pikemen. Pikes, that way, you know, they're set up as well. A couple of Fletcher shops. I'm just gonna set up one more hovel. That way, you know, we are pretty good on there. I forgot about these.
Calculating.
So we are pretty good right now.
Moving to shield ready.
These are the way for the time being.
Manning shield ready. Shield C sighting. Righto.
So, as much as they want to get in, they probably can't get too much into it since you do have your pikemen blocking the way. You have your archers firing down upon them from two directions, the tower and your keep. So you are set up in that sense. This guy is annoying, so we'll knock him down real quick. Your mangonel should be set to fire on the Ys, prefer to the gate, that way you can get majority of his buildings. Kill a couple workers. I know it seems horrible, but if it'll help you out, it'll help you out.
It's around.
So the trebuchets are knocking down that tower, and then they'll knock down the granary again. In terms of attacking, you can use macemen, that way they can get in and get out real fast. They won't have that much opposition since most of his troops will be dead by the time you get through with them. Macemen, so you know, as you all know, are real fast. So what you want to do is time your trebuchets to knock down this gate right here, so that way they have a clear way from here to here. Basically, go through and enter the keep and basically attack the lord, and they'll handle the Ys. This is pretty much an introduction video to the general strategy we're going to be using. As you can see, it's actually paying off a little bit right now since I am getting most of the gold that I already spent back, so shouldn't be that long now. Just gonna give a quick demonstration of using those burning pitch. So you kind of want to do it a little bit faster, but if you do it either way, you basically handle most of the troops. Like these little guys are trying to set up camp right here, so they're camping overnight.
It's a rout.
Reloading. Wait for it. Just dead.
So we're just gonna keep knocking down his buildings, keep knocking down his granary, stuff like that. So that's basically an introduction to this mission. There is a part 2 coming along the way, which basically pick up from where this one left. It'll just be a little bit more into the game. That way, you know, to fast forward if you would. So keep a lookout for that. It might be up by the end of this day, depending on what my schedule looks like. Just leave feedback on which videos you want me to do. There are some that will basically take me a while to remember how to finish. So thank you again, and hope to see you soon.